So, just to preface, due to a back injury that I had just, let's say, about a year and a half ago, really, really severe one, fractured my back and months of physical therapy, it totally set me back to a completely sedentary lifestyle. Like, I was not moving whatsoever, and definitely some laziness and depression on my part, actually. Like, I based a lot of my identity around being an athlete and being someone who's really active and fit and working out all the time. And then without being able to do that, a large portion of my personality just felt like it was kind of lost on me, which, in retrospect was a pretty beneficial thing, actually. I mean, it allowed me to focus on other portions of my personality and who I am and strengthen the sides that were kind of lacking, to be honest. Um, but to preface this whole conversation, I was extremely sedentary and extremely lazy and didn't feel like I had the motivation to even go for simple walks, right? A simple walk felt like it was quite a bit for me to be even able to do. And at the same time, I felt like I was in such a deep hole of being out of shape that and there was the shame component to it, right? I was ashamed that I couldn't just go for a simple walk and like actually trying to go back to the gym. I'm regularly going again now and I'm back into a great routine with it, but uh, in a way, walking was my gateway drug back to being able to go to the gym because going to the gym, once I was so high on the pedestal, as arrogant as it sounds, of like working out, I felt like it was part of my identity. And then to go back and start from square one was extremely demoralizing to me. But these 1 minute, or not 1 minute walk, well, super short walks, right, have made such a huge difference in my life. And the way that they've been incorporated into my life was so simple. And I just, it feels so stupid to me that I hadn't thought of it before. So me, I'm one of those people who is like really black and white on things, and it's something I've been working on a lot. But I either like want to be someone who's running marathons or not at all. That's the way my brain naturally operates, and obviously that's not ideal. And because of that, going on a walk because I felt like I needed to go on a mile walk or 2 mile walk, 3 mile walk, an hour walk, to get anything productive out of it, I wouldn't go because that was so much time. And to be honest, I would get bored. I'd be on the walk, I'd get bored, my motivation would lack, and it would require so much willpower to do that every single time I wanted to that I couldn't make the habit stick. And huge credit to what's it, James Clear for writing Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits has changed my life, and I'll definitely make a video on that at some other point on how that's benefited me in so many just vast ways. It has really made such an impact in my life. But I use some advice from his book. He has something called the 2 minute rule, where when you're trying to establish a habit, you want to make it so that the habit that you're writing down, right, what you want to start doing is able to be done in 2 minutes, right? So instead of trying to make a goal to go for, a walk every day, a walk is going to require more than 2 minutes, and there's friction associated with that. There's a lot of mental things that get in the way, but you can actually minimize the habit that you want to incorporate into your life and make it something more like I will put my running shoes on. Just getting ready to go for a walk, and you don't even have to go for the walk. Just getting into a habit of putting your shoes on, eventually you're going to think, all right, I already have my running shoes on. Why not just go? And then the way that I incorporated these mini walks is after every single meal, I just started going for one lap around my neighborhood, which is about, I want to say 0.15 of a mile. So super, super short. I mean, less than 10 minutes, right? At a brisk pace. So it's not taking up that much time. But then you multiply that by three, right? Now you have three walks, 0.15. So now you're at half a mile, right? From three super short walks, walks that you can just throw in there, maybe replace a little bit of social media scrolling. Me personally, I got rid of social media. I felt like I was spending too much time on it, and I've been trying to replace time with things like this. And slowly, these walks start turning into longer walks, right? And something I made a habit to do is to be really mindful while I'm on these walks and to be okay with being bored. Um, so what that looks like is no headphones. I'm not listening to anything while I'm on these walks. I don't even bring my phone with me. I just have my watch, my Garmin, so I can track the distance. That's something I like to do to keep me accountable and to see my progress. But just go with my watch and go with my thoughts. And I have found that it's actually extremely meditative to just go on a walk with no stimulus and just to look at my surroundings and take it in. And any thoughts that I need to process, any emotions, anything that's stressing me out, I can just openly think about and process, which is so important actually. And I think in our world nowadays, we just don't spend enough time thinking about the things that are affecting us. Hey, dogs. Anyways, that's Phoebe. Um, no, but I don't think we spend enough time thinking about the things that are going on in our life. So much of our lives nowadays are stimulation all the time, all day, every day, right? We always have music on. We're always watching TikToks. We're always thinking about what other people are doing in their lives. We're thinking about the homework we have to do, or we're thinking about the next day at work and the drama from work and the drama in our home life. And it's all just on us all the time. And instead of processing all that, we just revert back to, scrolling on social media more and distracting ourselves, smoking a joint, drinking, going out with friends, doing something that takes us away from that. I mean, Healthy Gamer, I was listening to Chris Williamson's podcast, Modern Wisdom, and Healthy Gamer on there, I forget what his actual name is, but the Healthy Gamer GG, he was talking about in his therapeutic practice how he'll take patients and have them just stare at a blank wall for 30 minutes. And by the end of those 30 minutes, some people are crying, some people are super emotional, some people have life-changing revelations, and it's because so often in our past history, at least this is my opinion, I'm totally talking out of my ass, but this is my experience with it, my anecdotal, you know, for all of human history, we've had a lot of time to ourselves to just think about stuff and to process stuff. These are unprecedented times and the amount of information overload that is always on us. So I think these walks can be quite meditative, and with how short they are, with how short I made them in the beginning, it was not that taxing on my mental health or my willpower. And that's the important part about making the habit stick, right? You don't want to rely on willpower. You want to make it so easy that you can do it in the blink of an eye. And another things from Atomic Habits, James Clear, is to just get the reps in. So many people, including myself on a lot of things and for a long time, are thinkers instead of doers. And I know that comes off as really self-help preachy, but what it boils down to is you can either talk about what you're going to do and perfect it and wait for the perfect day and wait until you're feeling really good about it and you're motivated. Sure, all of that, but then you never actually get around to doing it. And where the real progress comes in is the reps. So what happened with me on these shorter walks is that my body started getting really good at going for a short walk. And I started actually craving going for a longer walk, right? I felt so good after the walks, and the longer walks, I felt even better. It scaled proportionally. So instead of just doing one lap around my block, I started going 2 blocks. And then that turned into 3 blocks. Now I'm walking half a mile in one walk, right? And then, now I can do 2 laps, and now to right now, compared to when I first started this, now after every meal, I'm going for a mile or two walk, right? And at the end of the day, I'm ending my day with 20,000 steps. And on the days that I don't have as much time, I still get those 10-minute walks in. And there's a lot of other benefits that go along with these walks as well. They're quite meditative, but at the same time, things that I thought were totally unrelated, and I should have known better, it makes complete sense, but like my digestion, right? And my satiety when it comes to eating food, because I'm obviously trying to lose weight. I gained all this weight after that back injury. Satiety and just digestion became so much better by just taking these short walks after eating a meal. And of course, I looked into it, I'm like, this is a lot better. Maybe there's actual some scientific evidence behind this, and there absolutely is. A lot of studies show that going on a short walk, 10 to 15 minutes after each meal can regulate your blood sugar, regulate your insulin response, and promote satiety, and it just helps to increase blood flow to your stomach to process that food. So the side effect of it really is that I was feeling more full and I wasn't having all the digestive issues, which were another factor in me feeling like I was in this deep hole of not being able to start doing anything, right? So, like, that deep hole where I'm overweight, I'm really tired, and I'm not eating healthy, I'm being sedentary all day, so that's just amplifying it all. And then there's other drug issues, right? I was using way too much nicotine, and that's an idea for another video. Nicotine in higher doses was really just making me feel so tired, and nicotine in higher doses has a sedative effect. And I would sit in bed feeling like crap, feeling all these negative things. My digestion's not working very well. So, going on a walk when I feel like I have to take a shit constantly just amplifies it, right? I was in this deep hole, and these short little walks have transformed my life. Absolutely transformed it. Like, such a little habit, such an easy thing to just do one lap around the block, just has blown my mind and how much progress it has made for me in becoming healthier and more mentally healthy, right? I mean, the way that I feel after these walks is, it's not quite a runner's high, but it is similar in application, right? I'm not getting endorphins to the amount that like it feels like I just took a drug and I'm feeling super euphoric, but I am feeling more like I'm returned to baseline. I feel like I have more energy after these short little walks. My digestion's better. I'm in a better mental state and I've processed a lot of the mental stuff that I needed to process, And while I'm on my walk, all I can think about, because it's building momentum, right? The more good things you do in a day, the more likely you are to do more good things. Same thing with negative things. But these walks, even if I was having a day of negative decisions, going on this walk, all of a sudden now I want to do more positive things. I want to do more healthy things. So I get back from these walks, and the whole time while I was walking, I was thinking about what I want to do when I get home, right? So I get back from these walks, and now I'm ready and feeling ready to take on some homework or take on a chore that I need to get done or make that phone call, make that appointment. Like, I hate making appointments. I think everybody does. But, like, it puts me in the right mental state to be like, you know what? I can do it. I can do it. It's kind of like that whole saying about making your bed, as my bed is not made. But the whole wake up and make your bed first thing in the morning, do something that you don't want to do, something hard first thing in the morning, and you already have one of the harder tasks out of your day done. So then it makes doing the other things throughout your day a little bit easier. That's one of the reasons that before my back injury, I was one of those people who would love to wake up super early in the morning and hit the gym because it got me ready for the rest of the day. And these walks, when I was in a really poor place in life, have made it so that I get that same feeling, right? I get something really productive and something positive that I can be proud of and build momentum off of done first thing, you know? After breakfast, go for a walk. After lunch, go for a walk. After dinner, go for a walk. And then I also did something else I learned from Atomic Habits. If you haven't read the book, check it out. It's absolutely amazing and has some wisdom in there that will change your life, in my opinion. But I did something called habit stacking, where if I'm gonna do a bad habit, which right now that's smoking, something I'm working on, something I've been working on forever. And I've made progress with reducing my total amount, and a few quitting attempts have failed, but not failure, just need to figure out the right way to do it that is going to get me through it. But regardless, when I'm going to smoke, a bad habit, right? Something that I'm not proud of, something I need to get out of my life. But if I'm going to do it, what I can do is I can force myself to go on a walk while I'm smoking. So, yes, I'm smoking, but at least I'm being active while smoking. And slowly, with some work for myself, I've transformed it to where every single time I smoke a cigarette, I'm going for a walk. So every single time I'm doing something negative for my health, I'm at least balancing it out with something positive, right? I'm getting the steps in, I'm burning the extra calories, I'm helping my body be more healthy. But, anyways, that's my experience with these short little walks. And I think anybody can apply this to their lives, whether they're overweight, whether they're underweight, whether they're depressed or happy, anything. I think it's a huge thing that you can add to your life that's going to benefit everybody, And for some people, it might be longer walks. They might be at a place where they can take longer walks, and that's okay. But I think a lot of people can just benefit from doing things that aren't up to their standards, accepting their ego a little bit and being like, you know what? I don't need to go on some crazy walk if I want to be more active. Maybe it just starts with short little ones because in the end result, they add up quite a bit, you know? Going on one really long walk is not as much as going on four shorter walks, you know? And that's something that I had to really get through my head because of my black and white thinking. So, if you guys benefit from this, let me know in the comments. I hope this helps people. I hope people can draw inspiration from this and start applying this in their own lives and get the same benefit that I've gotten out of it. Anyways, have a great day, y'all.